In the far reaches of the galaxy, where stars burned like diamonds in endless black space, there lived creatures of wonder called star dragons. These dragons were not ordinary. Their scales glowed with colors of the cosmos, and their wings could ride the solar winds across galaxies. Among them, Bruni was the oldest and wisest. For centuries, it had protected planets and guided travelers through dangerous nebulae. But now, Bruni was fading. Its light, once bright enough to guide whole fleets, had dimmed. Its wings trembled as it floated near the edge of a collapsing nebula. Every beat of its heart felt weaker than the last. Bruni tried to call for help, sending messages in cosmic waves that only the most advanced civilizations could receive. The Galactic Council, a group of alien species that governed this region, received Bruni's call. They gathered in a massive space station orbiting a blue star. Tall beings with crystal-like skin, short furry aliens with many eyes, and floating creatures with no shapes all debated Bruni's plight. "It is sad," said a tall crystal being, "but one dragon cannot take priority over the galaxy's needs." A furry alien nodded. "Yes, the galaxy is larger than one creature. Resources must be used wisely." A floating shapeless creature added, "Perhaps another dragon will come. Or time will heal it." Bruni listened from the nebula, its glowing eyes dimming with each word it could not hear directly. It felt alone. It remembered the planets it had protected, the stars it had guided. And yet, none of the council wanted to help. Far from the council, in a quiet corner of the galaxy, a small human ship drifted through a field of asteroids. Its pilot, Nico, was a human mechanic. Nico was not a soldier, not a scientist, and not a member of the Galactic Council. He was a simple human who loved to fix things and explore space. His ship, patched with many layers of metal, carried tools, engines, and curiosity. Nico's ship picked up a faint signal, strange and beautiful. It was unlike anything he had seen before. He adjusted his instruments and traced the signal. It led him to the outer edge of the galaxy, to the very place where Bruni floated. When Nico arrived, he could not believe his eyes. A dragon larger than any spaceship hovered in front of him. Its scales were like fading stars, dim and flickering. Its wings moved slowly, and its eyes were tired but intelligent. Bruni opened its mouth and let out a soft sound, not like any language Nico knew, but somehow he could feel the meaning. The dragon was in pain and needed help. Nico felt a mixture of fear and wonder. He had repaired engines and machines, but he had never met a living star before. Nearby, alien ships from the council hovered, unwilling to get too close. They watched silently, expecting Bruni to die or recover on its own. Nico ignored them. His curiosity and determination would not let him turn away. He activated his tools and instruments. He studied Bruni's scales, the faint energy patterns that flowed like rivers across its body. He noticed particles disrupting the energy flow, tiny cosmic fragments that the dragon could not remove on its own. Nico's mind raced. He might be a human, but humans were good at fixing problems. Sometimes the simplest solution could work where others failed. Bruni looked at Nico, sensing something different in this small human. There was no fear, no arrogance, only calm focus and careful thought. The dragon could feel it. Perhaps this human could help where the galaxy refused. Nico spoke softly to himself. "I don't know exactly what to do, but I can try." He pulled out a set of tools and a portable energy analyzer. Carefully, he touched one of Bruni's glowing scales. The scale pulsed weakly under his hands. He adjusted his instruments and started channeling small amounts of energy to stabilize the dragon's flow. The alien council ships buzzed with disbelief. "That human will fail," one of them said. "It is impossible for a simple species to save a star dragon." But Nico did not hear them. He focused on Bruni. Slowly, very slowly, one part of Bruni's scales brightened. A little light returned to the fading dragon. Bruni lifted its head slightly and looked at Nico with eyes full of hope for the first time in many hours. The nebula around them shimmered with faint light, reflecting the growing bond between dragon and human. For Nico, it was not just a challenge. It was a chance to prove that even a small, determined human could make a difference in the vast galaxy. And for Bruni, it was a sign that hope still existed. Perhaps the galaxy had refused to help, but a single human mechanic had arrived when it mattered most. Nico worked quietly, his hands moving carefully over Bruni's glowing scales. Every pulse of light that returned made him feel a little more confident. The human mechanic had never seen a creature like this before, but he knew that careful observation and steady action could solve many problems. Bruni hovered in the nebula, its massive wings barely moving. The dragon's eyes watched Nico with a mixture of curiosity and relief. It had felt the cold shadow of weakness for many hours, and now it sensed warmth from this small human who was not afraid. Bruni tried to stretch its wings, and a faint shimmer ran across its body. The alien council ships remained nearby, floating like silent statues in space. They whispered to one another, their voices carrying over long distances. "This human is foolish," one said. "It cannot repair a dragon." "Nothing can." "Yet the dragon's light is returning," another replied. "Perhaps this species is different. Perhaps they think in ways we cannot understand." Nico ignored them all. He focused on the problem in front of him. He opened a small console and scanned the dragon's energy patterns. Tiny cosmic particles floated around Bruni, blocking the flow of its life energy. Nico's mind worked quickly. He designed a small device using parts from his ship, a combination of energy stabilizers and star power channels. It was simple, but he hoped it would help. Bruni shifted its weight, trying to stay steady in the weak nebula winds. Its voice echoed in Nico's mind, not in words but in feelings and images. Nico could sense the dragon's memories, glimpses of planets it had saved and stars it had guided. Nico felt awe and respect for this ancient being. "I will try," Nico whispered. "I may be human, but I can help." He attached the device carefully to Bruni's scales. A soft hum filled the space around them as the device began to channel star energy into the dragon's body. Bruni shivered at first, then slowly, a gentle glow returned to its wings. The council ships leaned closer, unable to hide their surprise. One of the crystal beings spoke aloud. "It is working. The human device is helping the dragon." A small furry alien tilted its head. "Perhaps we judged them too quickly. They may have a gift we do not understand." Bruni lifted its head higher. Its eyes shone brighter, and it tried to stretch one wing. The motion was slow and careful, but it worked. Nico smiled. He had never felt so proud. The dragon was responding to his efforts. The nebula around them began to shimmer as the energy stabilized. Streams of light moved like rivers through the dragon's body. Nico watched carefully, adjusting the device and keeping the energy balanced. He could feel Bruni's life force returning, stronger with each passing moment. Suddenly, a sharp pulse of energy hit the nebula, making Bruni tremble. Nico grabbed the dragon's wing and stabilized it with a protective shield. A cosmic storm was approaching, swirling brightly around them. Nico realized that Bruni would not survive the storm without help. The council ships panicked. "The storm is too dangerous," one shouted. "Move away, dragon." Nico ignored them. He had learned that fear would not solve this problem. He studied the storm, watching its patterns and energy flows. Slowly, he found a path, a small safe channel through the chaos, and guided Bruni toward it. The dragon followed Nico's instructions carefully, trusting the human completely. As they moved, Bruni shared more memories, images of distant worlds, and skies filled with strange suns. Nico listened and learned. He realized that Bruni's energy was connected to the galaxy itself. Saving the dragon could also help protect many planets that relied on its guidance. The storm raged around them, but Nico stayed calm. He adjusted the energy device to absorb and redirect the storm's force, letting Bruni glide safely through. Light from Bruni's scales reflected in the nebula clouds, creating a beautiful display that made even the council members stop and stare. Finally, after tense moments, they reached a calmer area. Bruni hovered, wings strong enough to move on its own. Its eyes met Nico's, and the human could feel a deep gratitude from the dragon. "You did well, human," Bruni said in a gentle voice that Nico felt in his mind. "You are clever and brave. I thought the galaxy had abandoned me, but you have come when none else would." Nico smiled, feeling warmth spread through him. "I just wanted to help. I did not think about fame or rules. I just did what I could." The council ships, watching from a distance, were silent. They realized that this small human, whom they had ignored and underestimated, had succeeded where centuries of experience had failed. Bruni's glow was returning, and hope was alive again. As Bruni floated peacefully in the calm nebula, Nico prepared to make further adjustments. He knew this was only the beginning. The dragon's recovery would take time, and more challenges awaited them. But for the first time, both human and dragon felt a bond of trust, a connection that could change the galaxy. Nico looked at Bruni, and Bruni looked back. Together, they had taken the first step toward saving a legendary creature that the galaxy had almost abandoned. And in that moment, Nico realized that sometimes the smallest being could make the biggest difference. The calm nebula glowed softly as Bruni hovered in the space around Nico's small ship. Its massive wings stretched carefully, and its luminous scales reflected the faint starlight. Nico examined the dragon closely. He had stabilized some of Bruni's energy, but he knew the work was far from finished. Bruni tilted its head, watching Nico with quiet curiosity. The dragon's eyes held gratitude and intelligence, but also a question. Could a human really heal a star dragon completely? Nico took a deep breath and spoke softly, though he knew Bruni heard him in feelings rather than words. "I may not know everything, but I will try my best," he said. Nico returned to his tools, pulling out a small portable energy analyzer. He ran it over Bruni's scales, mapping the energy patterns that flowed through the dragon's body. He noticed irregular pulses where cosmic fragments had blocked the energy. The particles were tiny, almost invisible, but enough to weaken Bruni. Nico's mind worked quickly. "I can remove these fragments and create a smoother flow," he whispered to himself. "I need to build something to guide the energy." Using parts from his ship, Nico constructed a small device. It had wires, glowing cores, and channels that could carry star energy safely into Bruni's body. He had never built anything like it before, but his experience with machines and engines gave him confidence. Humans were good at solving problems in unexpected ways, and Nico intended to prove that. He placed the device carefully on Bruni's scales. The dragon flinched at first, but Nico reassured it with gentle energy pulses. Slowly, the device began working. Streams of light flowed through the dragon's body, pushing the cosmic fragments aside. Bruni shivered as the energy moved, but it was not painful. It was as if warmth and life were returning after a long absence. Nico adjusted the device, testing each channel of energy. Bruni lifted its wings slightly, and a bright streak of light ran across its scales. The dragon flexed again, stronger this time. Nico felt a thrill of pride. For centuries, the galaxy had ignored Bruni, claiming it was too difficult to save. But this human mechanic was making a difference. The alien council ships watched in silence. They had never seen a human repair a dragon. They whispered among themselves, confused and amazed. "The human's device is working," one said. "It is simple, but it is helping." "Yes," replied another. "It uses energy in a way we cannot understand." Perhaps their small minds see the galaxy differently. Bruni's voice filled Nico's mind again, gentle and slow. "You are clever, human. You think in ways the galaxy has forgotten. I can feel life returning." Nico smiled. He knew that the work was not finished. Bruni's energy was still weak in certain areas, and the storm that had passed earlier could return. But for now, the dragon was stable. Nico worked carefully, keeping the energy balanced and watching Bruni's reactions. Hours passed, and Bruni's scales grew brighter. It tested its wings, stretching and folding them carefully. Nico observed the energy flow, making small adjustments to the device. He realized that Bruni's body was like a machine in some ways. It had patterns and circuits of energy that could be guided with the right tools and care. The dragon lifted slightly higher into the nebula, testing the strength of its wings. Its glow reflected off the surrounding gas clouds, creating a beautiful display of light and color. Nico felt a sense of wonder. He had worked on many machines before, but nothing compared to the feeling of helping a living star come back to life. The alien council ships shifted uneasily. They had studied dragons for centuries, but they had never seen one recover with human help. Their old rules and rigid methods had failed. A simple human, with curiosity, patience, and cleverness, was succeeding where they had refused to act. Bruni let out a soft sound, a form of laughter or relief that Nico could feel in his mind. "You are persistent, human. I can feel the energy returning faster than before. Keep going, and I will be strong again." Nico nodded. "I will not stop. You are important, Bruni. I will help you fully." The dragon hovered closer, allowing Nico to examine more of its scales. He adjusted the device for each section, smoothing the energy flow and removing the remaining cosmic fragments. Light flowed like rivers along Bruni's body, and the dragon flexed its wings again, stronger than before. Finally, Nico stepped back, exhausted but satisfied. Bruni glowed brightly, its energy stabilizing. It looked down at Nico with eyes full of gratitude. "You are remarkable, human. You have shown me hope when the galaxy refused." Nico smiled and wiped sweat from his forehead. "I am glad I could help. You are magnificent, Bruni. I will keep working until you are fully strong again." The dragon stretched its wings and lifted higher, testing the nebula winds. Streams of light from its scales reflected on the clouds around them. For the first time in many hours, Bruni felt life returning fully. The alien council remained silent, realizing that a human mechanic, small and unexpected, had done what centuries of rules and knowledge could not. Nico had proven that courage, creativity, and determination could achieve what logic alone could not. Bruni hovered calmly, letting Nico continue his work. Together, human and dragon had taken the first real step toward recovery. And in that moment, the small mechanic began to understand that the galaxy's rules were not always enough. Sometimes, it was heart and cleverness that mattered most. Bruni's wings glowed brightly as it hovered above the nebula. Streams of light flowed along its body, reflecting the success of Nico's work. The dragon flexed its wings, testing its strength. Nico watched closely, adjusting the energy channels in his device to maintain a smooth flow. Suddenly, the nebula around them shivered with movement. Dark clouds of cosmic dust swirled violently. Nico studied the readings on his instruments. A space storm was approaching, faster and stronger than any he had encountered. "Bruni, we need to be careful," Nico said softly, though the dragon could feel the warning in his mind. The storm was a dangerous mix of cosmic wind and energy pulses. If it hit Bruni directly, the dragon could weaken again. The alien council ships nearby panicked. They moved back and forth, unsure what to do. "The storm will destroy the dragon," one cried. "We must leave immediately." Nico ignored their advice. He had faced challenges before, and he knew that panic would not help. He studied the storm carefully, watching its patterns and energy flows. He realized there might be a safe path through, if Bruni followed his guidance. "Bruni, trust me," Nico said. "I can guide you. You can survive this." The dragon tilted its head and nodded, feeling Nico's calm determination. It flapped its wings gently, rising higher above the nebula clouds. Nico activated a protective shield from his ship, extending it around Bruni to help buffer the incoming energy pulses. The storm hit them like a rushing wall of light and wind. Bruni shivered, struggling against the force. Nico worked quickly, adjusting the energy device to absorb part of the storm and redirect it into the dragon's body. Streams of light flowed faster now, protecting Bruni and keeping its strength steady. "Almost there," Nico whispered. "Just a little further." The storm raged around them, twisting and turning in violent bursts. Bruni lifted higher, trusting Nico's instructions. The dragon felt the human's determination as clearly as it felt the energy flowing through its body. It followed carefully, gliding between dangerous energy pulses, its massive wings slicing through the cosmic winds. The council ships watched helplessly. They had the knowledge to calculate the storm's movements, but their rigid rules and fear kept them frozen. Nico, a human, acted with courage and quick thinking. He adjusted the device, combining technology with intuition. He could see patterns in the chaos that others could not. Bruni and Nico moved together, a perfect team. The dragon's light grew brighter as they passed through the storm. Nico could feel Bruni's energy stabilizing more with each passing moment. He smiled, knowing they were succeeding. Finally, after tense minutes, they reached a calmer area of the nebula. The storm still raged at a distance, but Bruni was safe. The dragon hovered, its wings strong and glowing brightly. It looked at Nico with gratitude and respect. "You are remarkable, human," Bruni said in a gentle voice that Nico felt in his mind. "You did not panic, and you guided me safely through danger." Nico smiled, wiping sweat from his forehead. "I just stayed calm and thought carefully. You had the strength too, Bruni. We did this together." The council ships remained silent. They could not deny the success. A human, small and underestimated, had saved a star dragon from a cosmic storm. The galaxy's rules and knowledge had been powerless, but courage, cleverness, and careful action had worked. Bruni spread its wings fully, testing the energy flow. Streams of light moved smoothly through its body. It rose higher into the nebula, strong enough to fly without assistance. Nico continued to monitor the device, making small adjustments. The dragon shared memories with Nico, images of distant stars and planets it had protected. Nico listened carefully, learning not just about the dragon's body but about its life and wisdom. He realized that helping Bruni was more than repairing energy patterns. It was about understanding a living being that had existed for centuries. "We are ready for the next step," Nico said. "We can continue restoring your full strength." Bruni nodded. "Yes, human. The galaxy may have refused to help me, but you are different. You see possibilities that others cannot. Your courage is as important as your knowledge." Nico smiled, feeling a warm pride. He had never thought a simple human could make such a difference in the galaxy. The dragon's survival depended not on rules or power, but on determination, cleverness, and trust. As Bruni hovered above the calmer nebula, Nico looked at the stars ahead. He knew challenges still awaited them. There were more fragments to remove, more energy flows to stabilize, and more storms that might come. But for now, he felt confident. Together, human and dragon could face anything the galaxy sent their way. And in that moment, the bond between them grew stronger. Bruni trusted Nico completely, and Nico understood that sometimes the smallest and most unexpected beings could change the fate of even the greatest creatures in the galaxy. The nebula glowed gently as Bruni hovered above its swirling clouds. Its wings stretched wide, glowing with renewed strength, and its scales reflected streams of starlight. Nico stood on the deck of his small ship, watching carefully. The energy device he had created hummed softly, maintaining the flow of power into the dragon's body. Bruni looked at Nico, sensing not just his cleverness but his dedication. The dragon's thoughts and feelings reached the human in a way that was almost like speech. "You are persistent, human," Bruni said. "Few in the galaxy would risk themselves for another being." Nico smiled. "I do not think about rules or rank. I only know what I can do to help." The dragon tilted its head, examining Nico more closely. It had lived for centuries, seen thousands of stars born and die, and yet it had never encountered a being like this human. There was courage, yes, but also something else, a patience and a willingness to understand rather than command. Bruni felt a connection forming. As Nico worked on the energy device, he noticed patterns in the dragon's energy flow that were more complex than he had first realized. Each part of Bruni's body carried a rhythm, like the pulse of the universe itself. The human adjusted his device carefully, matching the flow and smoothing out the irregularities. "Your energy is like a song," Nico said quietly. "I think if I follow its rhythm, I can help you recover faster." Bruni let out a soft sound, almost like approval. The dragon stretched its wings and moved gracefully in the nebula winds. The light from its scales reflected beautifully, filling the surrounding clouds with color. As the day passed, Bruni shared memories with Nico. Not in words, but images and feelings. Nico saw stars Bruni had guided, planets it had protected, and creatures it had saved. The dragon's life was a story of service and courage, and Nico felt honored to be part of it. "You have seen so much," Nico said. "And now you trust me to help you." "Yes," Bruni replied. "I have waited for someone like you. The galaxy refused to act, but you understand. You are small, yet your heart is large." The alien council ships remained nearby, watching in silence. They could not fully understand the connection forming between human and dragon. Rules and protocols had failed to save Bruni, but trust and cooperation had succeeded. Nico continued his work, using the device to guide energy smoothly through Bruni's body. The dragon's wings beat more strongly with each adjustment, and light flowed evenly across its scales. Nico noticed a change in the dragon's behavior. Where it had been weak and cautious, it now moved with confidence and grace. "You are regaining strength," Nico said, smiling. "Soon you will be fully recovered." Bruni lowered its massive head toward the human. "I feel it too," the dragon said. "Your presence gives me hope. You understand me in ways no one else has." Nico placed a hand gently on one of Bruni's glowing scales. The energy pulse beneath his palm was strong and steady. He felt a sense of pride and humility at the same time. "We are working together," he said. "Not just fixing you, but understanding each other." For hours, human and dragon moved in harmony. Nico adjusted the device, reading the energy flows carefully, while Bruni flexed its wings and tested its strength. The nebula seemed to respond to them, its clouds reflecting the growing light from Bruni's scales. As the sun of a distant star rose in the background, Nico realized something important. This bond was not just about saving a dragon. It was about trust, understanding, and cooperation. He had never thought humans could make such a difference in the galaxy, but here it was, clear as the stars above. Bruni hovered closer to Nico's ship, lowering its head so that they were nearly level. "I have waited centuries for someone like you," the dragon said. "You are clever, brave, and kind. You do not see only yourself, and that is rare in the galaxy." Nico felt warmth in his chest. "I am glad I can help. You have given so much to the galaxy already. I just want to make sure your light continues to shine." The dragon's wings shimmered, and it lifted higher, testing the winds again. Energy flowed evenly through its body, brighter and stronger than before. Nico continued his adjustments, careful and patient, knowing that every little improvement counted. The alien council, watching silently, could not deny the truth. A small human, using simple tools and great care, had formed a bond with the galaxy's oldest star dragon and was helping it regain its strength. No rules, no power, no ancient knowledge could replace the simple act of understanding and trust. Bruni hovered calmly, allowing Nico to continue his work. The human had proven that even a small being could make a difference, that courage and cleverness could change the fate of the greatest creatures in the galaxy. And as the light from Bruni's scales reflected across the nebula, both human and dragon knew that their bond had grown stronger, forming a foundation that nothing in the galaxy could break. Together, they would face the challenges ahead, stronger and more united than ever. The nebula glowed softly around Bruni as it hovered, wings fully extended. Streams of energy pulsed evenly through its body, stronger than they had been in days. Nico stood on the deck of his ship, his hands busy adjusting the device he had built. Every movement counted. The human mechanic knew that this was the moment when careful attention and clever thinking could restore the dragon fully. Bruni tilted its head toward Nico, feeling his confidence and determination. "I am ready," the dragon said in a voice Nico felt in his mind. "Together, we can restore my strength completely." Nico smiled. "Then let's do it," he said. He studied the energy flow in Bruni's body carefully, looking for weak spots. Even though the dragon's scales glowed brightly, he noticed small areas where the energy was uneven. Cosmic fragments still lingered there, small obstacles that could slow the dragon's recovery. Using his portable tools, Nico adjusted the device. He created channels that could direct energy more efficiently, allowing the star power from nearby suns to flow into Bruni safely. The hum of the machine filled the nebula, a gentle sound that blended with the dragon's energy pulses. Bruni flexed its wings carefully, feeling the smooth flow of energy. It tilted in the nebula winds, testing its strength, and saw that Nico's device worked perfectly. The dragon smiled, a feeling that Nico could sense in his mind. "You are clever, human. Your thinking is different from anything the galaxy has tried before. This is why we succeed where others failed." The alien council ships hovered nearby, watching silently. Their whispers filled the space between them. "It is working," one crystal being said. "The human's device channels the energy in ways our knowledge cannot match." A furry alien with many eyes tilted its head. "We ignored them too soon. Their small mind sees possibilities we cannot." Nico focused on his work. He adjusted the channels, removing every remaining particle that blocked the energy flow. Bruni's scales shimmered brighter with each correction. The dragon's wings moved more confidently now, beating the nebula winds with ease. "Almost there," Nico said, his voice steady. "We just need to balance the last streams." Bruni hovered higher, following Nico's instructions carefully. It felt the energy moving through its body, steady and strong. The dragon stretched its wings fully, and for the first time in many cycles, it felt like its old strength had returned. "You have done more than I expected," Bruni said. "The galaxy refused, yet you have restored me fully. Your courage and ingenuity are remarkable." Nico felt a warmth in his chest. "I only used what I knew. You already had the strength, I just helped it flow again." The council ships shifted uneasily. They had watched the humans' careful work, seen the energy flow improve, and realized that everything they had believed about rules, ranks, and centuries of knowledge had failed. A simple human had succeeded where they had refused to act. Bruni's wings beat strongly, and it lifted higher, moving gracefully through the nebula. Streams of light flowed evenly across its body, brighter than ever. Nico adjusted the device one last time, then stepped back. The work was complete. "You have given me life again," Bruni said. "And not only life, but freedom. I can soar across the galaxy once more." Nico smiled. "I am glad I could help. The galaxy may have refused you, but we did it together." The alien council could not deny the truth. They whispered among themselves, realizing that a human, small and underestimated, had solved a problem that their rules and knowledge could not. Their eyes followed Bruni as the dragon glided gracefully above the nebula, testing its wings and reveling in its restored strength. Bruni hovered back to Nico's ship, lowering its head so that they were level. "I have waited for someone like you," the dragon said. "Someone who does not see limitations, who uses both courage and thought. You have changed my fate and reminded me that hope exists even when the galaxy refuses." Nico placed a hand gently on one of Bruni's glowing scales. He could feel the strong energy flowing beneath his palm. "It feels good to see you fully strong again," he said. "And it feels good to know that humans can make a difference." The nebula shimmered around them, reflecting Bruni's light and the bond that had formed between dragon and human. Nico realized that this was more than just repairing energy flows. It was about trust, understanding, and cooperation across species. The dragon had trusted him completely, and he had trusted the dragon to follow his guidance. Bruni flexed its wings once more, rising high above the nebula clouds. Streams of light flowed smoothly across its body, signaling that the dragon was fully restored. Nico watched with pride, knowing that he had helped save one of the galaxy's greatest creatures. "You have shown me the value of courage and cleverness," Bruni said. "The galaxy may have refused, but a human succeeded. Together, we have turned the tide." Nico smiled. "And there may be more tides to turn. We will face them together." The alien council ships hovered silently, humbled. They had witnessed human ingenuity and determination at work. Rules and knowledge were important, but sometimes courage, creativity, and care could achieve what power alone could not. Bruni soared gracefully above the nebula, light streaming from its scales. Nico watched, feeling proud and amazed. The dragon was fully restored, stronger and more beautiful than ever. And together, they had proven that even a small human could make a tremendous difference in the galaxy. Bruni soared above the nebula, wings wide and shining like rivers of starlight. Its scales reflected every color of the cosmos, brighter than they had ever been. Nico watched from his small ship, a feeling of pride and awe filling his chest. Together, they had accomplished what no one in the galaxy had thought possible. The alien council ships hovered at a distance, silent and thoughtful. Their whispers were quiet, as if they were finally understanding the lesson that had unfolded before them. A human, small and underestimated, had saved a star dragon when centuries of rules and knowledge had failed. Bruni descended gracefully, hovering beside Nico's ship. The dragon's eyes met the human's, full of gratitude and wisdom. "You have given me life again, Nico," Bruni said. "And not only life, but hope. The galaxy may have refused, yet you acted. You have shown what courage and cleverness can do." Nico smiled, feeling warmth spread through him. "I only did what I could. You had the strength inside you all along. I just helped it flow." The dragon tilted its head and shared images with Nico, memories of planets it had saved, stars it had guided, and creatures it had protected. Nico watched with wonder, understanding the importance of Bruni's life not just for the dragon itself, but for the entire galaxy. "You have reminded me," Bruni continued, "that even the smallest being can make the greatest difference. You, human, have changed the course of my life and the fate of many worlds." Nico felt humbled. "I did not think of changing anything. I only wanted to help. But I am glad it mattered." The alien council ships hovered closer, their curiosity stronger now. They spoke among themselves. "We were wrong," said a tall crystal being. "We judged too quickly and refused to act. This human has shown wisdom and courage that we lack." A furry alien with many eyes nodded. "We must reconsider our rules. Perhaps the galaxy should trust humans more often. Their thinking is different, yet effective." Bruni stretched its wings fully, rising higher into the nebula winds. Light streamed from its scales, illuminating the surrounding clouds in a beautiful display. The dragon's energy flowed evenly, fully restored. Nico adjusted the device one last time, ensuring that the energy balance was perfect. "You are fully strong now," Nico said, stepping back. "You can soar anywhere, and nothing can stop you." Bruni smiled, feeling the power coursing through its body. "Yes, human. I am free once more. And you have shown me that hope exists even when others refuse. Your courage has made the difference." For a long moment, human and dragon floated together in the nebula, a bond of trust and friendship stronger than any in the galaxy. Nico realized that this was not just about saving Bruni. It was about cooperation, understanding, and the power of determination. He had proven that even a single human could achieve greatness when guided by courage and care. The alien council ship slowly approached, hovering respectfully. The leaders of the galaxy had witnessed an important lesson. Rules and knowledge were valuable, but sometimes small beings with determination, ingenuity, and heart could achieve what others thought impossible. Bruni lowered its head slightly, allowing the council to see its full power and beauty. The galaxy must learn, the dragon said. Humans are not to be underestimated. They can change the fate of creatures, planets, and perhaps even stars. Nico watched as the council reflected on the events. He felt proud, not for himself, but for what humans could do. He had always believed in ingenuity, curiosity, and courage, and now the galaxy had seen the proof. Bruni flapped its massive wings, rising higher, and then circled around Nico's ship. "Come with me," the dragon said. "I will continue to protect the galaxy, and you can join me in helping wherever your skills are needed." Nico shook his head with a gentle smile. "I will keep traveling, helping where I can, but I do not need a place among the leaders. I like to fix things, explore, and face challenges one at a time." The dragon nodded in understanding. "Then we will meet again when needed. The bond we share is enough to guide us both." Bruni lifted into the nebula, wings slicing through the light clouds. Streams of energy flowed evenly across its scales, shining like a beacon across the galaxy. Nico watched, feeling hope and pride. He had helped a star dragon, changed the outcome of a great life, and shown that humans could make a difference in ways others could not. The galaxy had refused, but a single human mechanic had acted. Bruni was restored, stronger than ever, and the universe had learned a new truth: courage, intelligence, and heart could overcome refusal, neglect, or doubt. As Bruni soared higher and higher, light streaming from its scales, Nico prepared his ship to continue his journey. The galaxy was full of mysteries, challenges, and creatures that might need help. And he knew that he could face them all, with courage, cleverness, and the same determination that had saved Bruni. Together, human and dragon had changed the galaxy. And together, they would continue to shine.